Alright, hello everybody, this is Starman, and welcome to the first chapter of my playthrough of the Dungeon of Naheulbeuk, the Amulet of Chaos. I'm fairly certain I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, I stumbled across this game recently because Felicia Day was promoting it on Twitter as she voices one of the characters in it, and I thought it looked interesting. I'm always up for a D&D parody, and this one looked to be pretty amusing, so I thought I'd give it a shot, and I liked it enough to do a playthrough of it now, because I thought, state of the world being what it is right now, we could use some amusement, and it's not often I get to do a playthrough of a game that has just come out. It released on September 17th, 2020. I'm shooting this the Sunday after it came out, and we'll keep going on until I get to the end of it, but that's pretty much all you need to know going into this. It's a fantasy parody game of a popular franchise that probably shouldn't have been mentioned, but we all know what this is making fun of. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and start up a new game. And it gives you 4 levels of difficulty. I'm going to be keeping it on the basic one. Mode Tavern Song, which basically, yes, is the basic difficulty. Gripping Tale, not so much combat, more of the story focus. Epic Guest, which is difficult, and Gizor's Nightmare, which is the blatantly unfair, you don't even have a chance here. It also gives you the option of having your characters level up automatically. I will not be taking that. Going through the tutorial, we are going to do that just for the heck of it. And you also get to choose between a male or a female narrator. And we'll go with female just because, woo-woo, girl power. Plus, the party is unbalanced in favor of men toward women, so having a woman narrate kind of balances it out a little bit. Anyway, onward to glory! And every character has access to skills to make them stronger when they're next to specific allies. That would be the barbarian and the dwarf there.
You shall not pass.
I think we're getting sued over this game at some point.
For the undead.
First chapter. A feeling of déjà vu. The party advances. A steely-eyed ranger, a brutal barbarian, a ruthless ogre, a wizardess with fiery hair, an agile elf, a wily thief, a dwarf, well, you know, just a dwarf. Together they have just crossed into the terrible Dungeon of Naheulbeuk.
This dungeon's nothing to write home about.
Don't know what we'll find inside here, but it stinks.
That's easy. The ogre just took a dump 5 feet from the door.
I've got a strange feeling of déjà vu.
Because of the ogre shit?
Have you been here before?
I feel like I'd know if I had.
Probably not. No one's ever got in here before.
By the way, what is our quest?
We must find the 12th statuette of Gladolfura.
A statuette?
It's written in the tablets of Skellis that only a one-legged gnome from the northern forest, dancing by the moonlight in the middle of 12 statuettes wrapped in hand. As I was saying, only a one-legged gnome shall open the gates of Zaralbak, and thus accomplish the prophecy.
But what is this strange prophecy?
No idea. We're only in it for the gold. That's why we came here.
Yeah, and I knocked before coming in.
And I called you a half-wit.
Okay, let's all get along, okay? Let's focus on the statuette.
Do we have any idea where it's located?
Like every statuette, it's in a treasure room, guarded by a powerful warlock. Battle!
Maybe his powers are even greater than mine.
Sounds about right. What kind of monsters live here?
So, if you look at the random encounter table, these are the monsters in this dungeon. Several kinds of undead, giant spiders, orcs and goblins.
Goblins.
Underground trolls, warlocks, cursed knights, mutant rats, a bottle of oil, some toilet paper, 2 sponges, and ravioli.
I think you're also reading your shopping list. So no dragons, right?
Nah, well above our level, Cap. Anyway, let us go forth.
So yeah, props to them for capturing the feeling of the party already arguing going into the adventure and not remembering why they're there in the first place. Anyway, movement, pretty straightforward. Use the mouse to move everybody around. Use the keys to zoom in, zoom out. Rotate around using the other keys. Scroll wheel to zoom in. And love the detailing on the background here.
Halt! You arrived at a junction and must face 3 choices.
All those doors are closed and blocked off by a strange glowing seal.
Weird. And I'm having another deja vu.
Oh, shiny, pretty.
Probably some kind of magic lock we have to dispel.
No way we're getting over by some goddamn door. My cousin Klingly always says, if it's magic, hit it harder.
No, wait! Ow, my head. You f***ing more... Where are they? Shit! Hey! Dwarf! Elf! Dang it! Did everybody get lost but me? What was that noise?
Okay, so now you have the basics. Time to find the rest of the party.
Oh, damn it, an orc. And I'm alone, of course, I'm alone!
This is the perfect opportunity to discuss the matter of combat, a crucial subject when adventuring in mysterious dungeons.
Open door! Gotta go! Me eat bad goat tripe!
No, I'm not done. Go away, you meanie.
Sounds like an elf. Anyway, be cool. He's alone. This shouldn't be a problem.
Alright, so every character has 2 action points. They can perform an action and a move action once per turn. They can also move further by using both actions to move, sacrificing their action. This is called sprinting. Order isn't a problem. This means you can move and attack, or the opposite. Just like that other game we probably shouldn't be mentioning for legal reasons. Anyway, be careful. Some actions will end your turn, even if you still have 2 action points. So, Ogre looks distracted. Move the ranger onto one of these tiles. We'll go right behind him. As you can see with this orc, the orientation of the characters is important. Backstabbing gives higher precision and will do more damage. So orient your character in order to backstab him. So facing straight ahead. Time to attack. Select melee attack from your action bar. That's right down here. Mouse over the orc to get information about him. Here you will find an overview of afflictions, status effects, which can affect characters and their durations. You can also check in this box their dodge value, their protection value, their level, and their threat level. Downward red means this orc is suffering from a penalty to his characteristics for 2 turns. Because you gotta go, you're not really thinking about people coming up and backstabbing you. Probably. Anyway. Here are details of your precision. This is very important. As you can see, you have a positioning bonus because you're standing behind the enemy. However, if your attack succeeds, the enemy may still dodge or parry your blow. It's not just about having high precision. It's about them being a dodgy so-and-so. But 96% chance, I'm feeling pretty good about our odds here. So attack the orc and kick his... Double click. Okay, the orc is not feeling so good. And we can assess his afflictions here. Okay, well, I want to attack him again, and it's not letting me... Okay, I had to actually hit the I button instead of just doing the mouse over to go over that. The orc is weak, and that means that he is now less effective now that he's all banged up. His precision, physical resistance, and magic resistance are all worse. There are 3 weakness thresholds, depending upon the character's health. If the character's health bar changes color, this means that they are now weakened. This pin also allows you to see the detailed afflictions. He's currently at a -1 penalty move for a duration of 2 turns. Now, kill him. Huzzah! I killed the orc who really needed to go to the bathroom by bravely stabbing him in the back. Huzzah! At the end of combat, all characters gain some experience. They have a baseline share for having just participated in combat, and a varying amount depending upon their actions or luck. A character who goes unconscious during combat will suffer a penalty. Makes sense. The Ranger's lost some health points. Heal him by giving him a potion or with the party heal button. Health doesn't regenerate between battles, so you have to make sure to heal yourself after combat.
Well, it tastes bad. Reminds me of my granny's soup.
And now, there's no loot.
Hooray! You saved me!
This is, he's, they're gone.
There were more than one?
So many I couldn't even count them. But I killed one, which sent them all running. Are you alright?
It was horrible. I found myself in these disgusting toilets. But where are the others? What's going on?
It's because of that moronic dwarf. He must have triggered a magic trap. The whole party's been scattered around this floor. We need to find them.
How about we don't find the dwarf?
No, we'll need his axe if there are other orcs.
Don't you think you could handle them by yourself?
Yeah, even the greatest heroes have their limits. Anyway, let's not hang around here.
Okay, and we can in fact check out the disgusting toilets, and hey, look, loot. 6 gold coins and a bottle of L'Oreal shampoo. This shampoo is made from melon bark and silver ivy extract. Use L'Oreal and surprise your friends with this charisma enhancer formula. No bonus guaranteed if ingested. Well, loot's loot. Alright, well, that's a dead end, so... Hey, follow the conveniently carpeted pathway.
Ah, here's the thief.
Yippee! Plus, he's not the dwarf.
Silence. You'll get us spotted. There are orcs in this room, and they've got bows and arrows.
We need to devise a plan.
Okay, I got a plan. You attack them while I stand guard, just in case somebody ambushes us.
Sounds like something a coward would say to avoid a fight.
Absolutely not. It's very rational behavior.
I've got a bow, too. I can shoot arrows.
Yikes! Another good reason to take cover. When you're behind an obstacle, you're less likely to get hit. Even by friendly fire.
Well, got no choice if we want to move ahead. We got to get rid of those orcs. How many are there?
I can only see one of them right now. But the others must be close.
I got you. A group of one. I hate people who make a fuss over nothing.
When fighting alone, charging head-on is fine. But when in a group, a battle must be planned. Careful positioning can save you from crushing defeats.
Alright, planning phase. During the planning phase, you can deploy your characters before the combat starts. You can position your characters anywhere in the highlight area. Movement doesn't cost action points during the planning phase, so you can take as long as you want to strategize. Still, we'll hold your hand as it is your first time. Aw. You select the elf who's out of cover, have her take cover on the highlighted tile to protect her. Full cover can protect you from ranged attacks. They also give you a 50% penalty or enemies a 50% penalty to their precision. Now select the ranger. Have him take cover too. Having behind half cover will not fully protect you. It's only 25%. Let the enemy suffer precision. Now select the thief. Position him on one of the highlighted tiles so that he's protected from ranged attacks and can sneak up to the orc. Here's how the order of action is determined. Initiative is ranked depending upon your character's courage. If their courage is equivalent, the higher agility is prioritized. Then the level of characters. If the levels are the same, then it's up to random chance. Makes sense. Click on fight whenever you're ready to begin combat. Okay, this orc is now in Overwatch, which means he's keeping an eye on the area in front of him and will attack any enemy that enters it. Since he has not moved before going into Overwatch, he can make 2 Overwatch shots. If he had moved, he'd only be able to make 1 shot. The ranger could move forward, but those will get him shot by the orc. Too dangerous. Time to talk about the ability to delay your turn. If the character has not used their action points, they can delay their turn to play at the end of their round. They will then act at normal initiative on the following turn. Its useful ability will like let another character, friend, foe, act before you do. Now delay the ranger's turn. The thief is not the toughest or even the bravest of fighters, but he can dish out a lot of damage and interfere with your foes. Time to get rid of this Overwatch. Mouse over him to make the Overwatch area appear. This is the Overwatch area the enemy is watching. If one of your characters enters this area, they'll be targeted. A character who's entered Overwatch mode without moving can shoot twice. If a character in Overwatch takes damage or an enemy moves right next to him, their Overwatch will be cancelled. During movement, you can set waypoints by hitting left control and pressing the left mouse button. This will give you an ability to determine a specific path for your character instead of the suggested path. If the movement area becomes orange, you will sprint. Sprinting will add move fervor, but consumes action points and end your turn. So let's move the thief closer by selecting waypoints along the lighted pathway. Now orient the thief toward the orc. I thought I already was oriented. The elf is a former pony grooming champion braiding category. She's also the least bad character of a bow and has some support skills that can be useful. Mouse over the highlighted tile. This will show aiming arcs to targets that the elf can shoot at. Aiming arcs enable you to preview which targets you can reach by mousing over a tile. The color of the arc varies upon a degree upon your precision. Usually archers cannot shoot if the enemy is at melee range unless the target is knocked over, stunned, or frozen. Move the elf to the highlighted tile so she can shoot the orc. Okay, first select your standard range attack. Then mouse over the orc to ready your shot. Friendly fire. If a character, friend or foe, is adjacent to your target and in line of sight, they will have an orange means of chance you may shoot them by accident. The probability of this happening is equivalent to 10% of your precision. I swear there's a slightly better chance that she will accidentally shoot the dwarf if she can. Anyway. Attack the orc with a ranged attack. Now that the orc's vigilance has been cancelled, you can safely move the ranger forward onto the highlighted tile. Now select melee attack and attack the orc, but first let's talk about support. This is a crucial mechanic. When you have an ally oriented toward your target like the thief here, they can provide you with their support. Usually this will grant you a plus 5% bonus to your precision. You can only stack multiple supports, but only with melee attacks. Characters of high charisma gain a higher bonus to their precision, and in this case we get a 9% bonus because Thief is here helping flank this guy. Well, not quite flank, but, you know, supporting. And support doesn't require an action. You support even if you have moved, so keep this in mind when moving your people around. So, switch to melee. Wrong move. The orc just took 2 opportunity attacks to the face while fleeing. Each character controls the 3 tiles in front of them. If an enemy leaves that area, they'll be hit by an opportunity attack. This type of attack deals slightly less damage than a normal attack, but it can't be dodged or parried. It could still miss. Keep this in mind when planning strategy.
Ow!
Okay, end the combat to move on. That was not where I intended to move. Hopefully, though.
Do you really... Nope, still not talking to you.
Okay, so I completely and totally whiffed that. But I can move the elf up a little bit. Alright, so the ranger got most of the XP out of that. Let's Cool, the orc left his bow. Get your hands on it by selecting Take All. I was trying to.
That potion did look weird.
Woohoo! We won!
We did, thanks to my perfect planning. Let's keep going. The others can't be that far.
And we're dead end, and...
Ah, finally, there you are.
Yeah, well, we had to fight off hordes of orcs to get here.
Bloodthirsty and cunning orcs, mind you.
And you wouldn't believe the stink in those toilets.
You're losing me. He says he's stuck and can't open the gate.
Looks like some kind of pantry, but it's empty.
He says he only had a small bite.
I see. There must be some kind of mechanism somewhere.
Levers can be far from the mechanism they activate.
Alright, so go looking around for a lever to open this. Hey, there's a lever.
Here we go, it's opening!
Aw, I'm happy too, buddy.
I'd have expected him to bend the bars.
He was too anxious to be on his own. Ogres are very sensitive.
All the cumbersome stuff the party finds usually ends up stashed in the ogre's bag because he's the strongest. Since it's rather impractical to rummage through, we've come up with an interface for you.
Yay! Alright, so open inventory to check the contents of the ogre's bag. Ogre's one who carries all your inventory on the right, but each character has their own equipment on the left. There's a weight limit to your inventory, so you can't just carry everything with you. Look, the bow you found in your last combat. Mouse over it to read what's on there. You can read the characteristics of a weapon in the highlighted area. All weapons share the same 4 stats, but some have additional magical properties. In this case, lame-ass longbow. I guess you could use as a fishing rod. Only the ranger can use it somehow. Damage, precision, critical chance, critical damage, blah, blah, blah. Each character can be equipped with a main weapon and a secondary weapon, with the exception of the ogre and the wizardess, who only have 1 weapon slot each. Ranger can equip a bow as a secondary weapon. Equip the bow with the equip option. You can also navigate between the characters by clicking on their portraits. The ogre is red, meaning he's suffering from an injury. Let's go ahead and use the health potion on him, or we can just click on that. Yep. And yes, we can look at all the gear that the characters have at this point. In this case, the ogre has a tattered cloth belt, an old, ugly, tattered belt, better than nothing, maybe. Ham, aged for 6 months, a mass-market ham, salted and brined and cured as quickly as possible. It's okay at best. Disgusting loincloth, you should be glad he's wearing something. And ogre fists, main weapons can't be unequipped. The ogre is such a robust fellow, he doesn't need weapons to crush people. Breaks indestructible objects in 1 hit.
Crap, what a mess.
Yeah. Dumphill Rural Bastard Sword. Can't be unequipped. A rather rudimentary potion that cures small wounds, paper cuts, and ingrown nails, a staple of dungeoning. Chicken Keeper's Boots. Quite alright if you need to guard some chicken in a muddy village. Will do the job while leaving it all behind, brandishing your club, and riding your nag toward adventurer.
I've got some nuts for the squirrels.
So she has cute headband. This lovely headband is perfectly matched with the elf's hair. Probably won't help much when an iron golem shows up. You should try that out. There's barely enough fabric here for an ogre to use as a tissue, but it hides the essential. Stormden Findle's lame-ass bow. Useless even as a butter slicer. And same thing there.
Don't mix the potions or boom.
Hat of Cognitive Reinforcement. With this hat, you'll be able to cast spells, but also read, count your twos, and tie your pointy shoes, although using it correctly requires some amount of intelligence. Beginner robes. These bear the marks of frustrating hours of practice, sorority parties, fungal growth, and other aspects of low-level magic use. Yuck.
No, stay out of my pockets.
He also has the ugly tattered belt, Lame-ass daggers of the Wanderer. Best keep them well hidden to keep you from embarrassment. Novice Thief Tunic. This easy dungeon tunic is a good compromise between discretion and light protection. Perfect for beginner rascal. Ironically, this one was stolen. And the Tattered Hood. Don't expect this type of headgear to garner you much trust and sympathy. Most people are wary of hooded individuals, unsurprisingly. It'll keep your head warm at least.
Well, I found some writing materials in his bag. I should be able to map the dungeon now.
The wizardess keeps the map updated. It's usually best to act as if you know where you're going, although I'm pretty used to most players f***ing around by clicking haphazardly.
Okay, so we can open up the map
I feel like
here.
we're going in circles.
Yep, so we got Privy here. Got this here. Orc corpse there. Looks like we got a pathway going off that way there.
I hear something. Someone's coming.
Go check it out.
Why should it be me? Rangers are usually the scouts.
Coward!
Yes, sir. It's a perfectly honorable life choice.
Time for lunch, guys. Come on, grub time. Intruders. Let's eat them too.
Maybe I could go back to the inn to ask for help.
Shut up. We got no use for whips. You have to fight like everybody else.
Alright, so we've gathered our party. Your characters have unlocked their first skills, which could be useful in defeating these orcs. But first, fight! Okay, Ranger is a jack of all trades. Range attack, supports, heals, has a lot of options. This is one of his tactical skills. In this case, we've got charge or defensive maneuver. The one raises the precision of all the allies until the end of the fight. The other one raises their parry and dodge chance. Let's go with increasing attack ability. Useful information. Every skill costs stamina and has a cooldown period. Check the regen value by moving your cursor over the stamina bar. Okay. Once activated, tactic stays active until the end of combat or until the ranger dies. Only one tactic can be active at any time. If you choose one, it will cancel out the other if it's active. So tactic charge is offensive, defensive. Again, we'll go with the offensive. And yeah, I'm already having issues with getting the tutorial to go on.
Go for the eyes!
Alright, now move your ranger onto the highlighted tile. Remember how to combine your character's strengths. The Ogre is your most brutal character. However, he's not that accurate. That's why you could use some support from other characters. Oh, and he really doesn't like wearing armor. The Ogre has the Naheulbeuk skill. In Orcish, this means please mind my personal space. Get closer to the orc in order to use it. This can push an enemy back 2 tiles. Since the ranger is oriented toward your target, the orc will also be targeted by an opportunity attack if he gets pushed back. So, attack the orc. The wizardess is your area of effect specialist. She's frail, but her powerful attacks can hit multiple enemies simultaneously. Some of her attacks can also inflict status effects like burning or frozen. There's an archer. First things first, let's take cover. Wazah's Whirlwind. Level 1, the wizard has 2 spells under her belt. A Cure Minor Wounds and the formidable Wazah's Whirlwind. Spells cost astral energy and also have a cooldown period. You get some astral energy back at the beginning of your return. You can also check the regen value as such. So let's select Whirlwind. Check it out. Area effect spell, which means it can also hurt your friends. Be careful where you cast it. Aim for the highlight tile so it can hit multiple orcs simultaneously and not hit our friends.
Toga, Swala, Botwaza!
The Thief's level 1 skill is the Sneaky Strike. This attack can dish out a lot of damage, but only if your target is facing away from you. Since there are no orcs in range facing away from you, delay your turn and let them act first. Maybe you'll find an opening after their turns end. The elf is exposed. She's a frail character. Position her behind the cover. The elf skill is the Elven Ricochet. It's a highly sophisticated technique which will randomly hit up to 2 targets in a 2-tile radius around the last target. Select the Elven Ricochet. Shoot the orc on the highlighted tile at a good chance of hitting the other orcs. Be careful, it may also hit your friends. It is an elven technique, after all. In this case, however, it did not. Finally, an orc is vulnerable to your sneaky strike. Sneak up to him. Now use your sneaky strike on the guy with his back turned. And
Death strikes down without a sound.
and says finish this combat as you see fit, but we finished it. Here you go, a great victory. Don't forget to take your loot and heal your characters before the next fight. Click on back whenever you're ready. So that got us some chair caner armbands. These armbands have been reinforced, keeping your arms safe from rogue splinters.
Wow, what a fight!
Still, those orcs weren't in fighting shape. I think they were running from something.
If that's the case, so should we.
Enough defeatism. Let's go. We still have to find the dwarf and the barbarian.
Okay, well, this strikes me as being a good place to pause the action, and next time we will continue on with trying to find the rest of our party. See you next time.